On March 29, 2008, Robbie Maddison embarked on a mission that defied the laws of physics and human endurance. He stood at the edge of the ramp, his CR500 motorcycle glimmering under the stadium lights. The world record for the longest motorcycle jump was his own, and he was determined to shatter it once more. The atmosphere was electric, and the audience held their breath, their eyes fixed on the man ready for greatness. With a roar of his engine, Robbie Maddison shot down the ramp, and in his first jump, he defied gravity, soaring an astonishing 316 feet through the air. The crowd erupted in cheers as he landed safely, nearly brushing the front of the landing ramp. But Robbie wasn't one to give up easily. He knew he could do better, reach further, and push his limits even more. He revved his motorcycle for the second attempt, and this time, he flew through the air, covering an incredible distance of 342 feet. However, the landing was far from perfect, and Robbie wasn't satisfied. He had a burning desire to etch his name into motorcycle stunting history, and he was willing to go to the edge and beyond to achieve it. With unwavering determination, Robbie made a pivotal decision. He would embark on a third and final jump. With nerves of steel, he launched himself into the air, soaring higher and farther than ever before. The crowd watched in awe as he covered a mind-boggling distance of 351 feet. As he touched down with a perfect landing, the stadium erupted in a roar of applause. Robbie Maddison had not only broken his own world record, but he had done so in spectacular fashion. His persistence, courage, and unyielding spirit had taken him to new heights, and his name would forever be etched in the annals of motorcycle history. But just when you thought the limits of human determination had been pushed to their extreme, just a few months later, Alex Harvill would attempt to break that record in a jump that would end in a heartbreaking tragedy. Alex Pete Harvill was born on September 11, 1992, in Corona, California, and quickly moved to Ephrata, Washington shortly after. Alex's love for riding motorcycles began at an incredibly young age, starting when he was just 4 years old. But even before that, he would eagerly hop onto the front of his dad's bike, sitting on his lap until he fell asleep. This deep connection with motorcycles stayed with him throughout his life. My entire life, I've looked up to everyone that races dirt bikes, and I think of those guys as heroes, Alex said. A near-death experience during his childhood, which left his pelvis shattered and his bike in ruins, shaped Alex's inspirational philosophy of confronting fear and embracing life to the fullest. He once shared, "If you're not ready to die, you're not ready to live. I like to think I live my life that way." Alex's journey in setting Guinness World Records started when he was just 19 years old. On May 12, 2012, he achieved the longest ramp-to-dirt motorcycle jump, covering a distance of 425 feet at Toes MX Park in Royal City, Washington. Alex surpassed the previous record by over 65 feet. "I've been racing on and off my whole life, but this really did come out of nowhere," he said. Alex had a 354-foot clear gap, which is the largest ramp gap in history, and that was probably the gnarliest, scariest thing I'd ever witnessed, let alone put my eye behind the lens and film, videographer Jay Schweitzer said. "I think we will see him go far past 500 in the next few years." Just over a year later, on July 6, 2013, he triumphed once more. On that day, Alex set another Guinness World Record. This time his achievement was officially recognized and blessed by Guinness. Alex's name joined the ranks of some of the greatest daredevils in history, alongside his heroes like Evel Knievel, Ryan Capes, and Robbie Maddison. Evel Knievel is often called the father of extreme sports, and he held the top spot as Alex's childhood hero. He was best known for his daring motorcycle jumps, which often involved jumping over various obstacles like cars, buses, and even canyons. One of Knievel's most famous performances was his jump on New Year's Eve in 1967. In an attempt to jump 141 feet over the fountains at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas, which was the longest jump of his career, the motorcycle came up just short on landing and sent Knievel dramatically tumbling down the ramp and the pavement. The impact left him with multiple broken ribs, a broken hip, and a crushed pelvis. Like Evel Knievel, Alex Harvill was widely recognized for his daring motorcycle stunts, but his main occupation centered around working on a farm in Othello, Washington. He was a dedicated provider for his family, and his loved ones meant the world to him. Alex's path crossed with the love of his life, Jessica, during middle school. Over the years, their bond deepened, and in 2016, they welcomed their first son, Willis. During the early years of Willis's life, they spent winters in California, enjoying weekends at supercross and motocross events. Alex was a devoted father who shared his love for riding with his son. Together, they would spend hours building and riding on their homemade dirt track, taking breaks only for meals and refueling before heading back out for more fun. Soon after Willis was born, Alex's childhood dream came true. He qualified for the Supercross night show, and shortly after, he earned the Canadian National number 37, solidifying his status as a professional motocross and supercross racer. However, in April 2017, during a practice ramp-to-ramp jump at the Talladega Superspeedway, Alex faced a significant setback. He overestimated the length of the jump, took it too fast, overshooting the landing ramp and landing with such force that his front tire exploded. This sent him flying over his handlebars and resulted in a broken heel when he hit the ground. I hit the ramp and it felt amazing. I just launched right off and I was like, wow, just awesome, Alex said. And then all of a sudden I just saw I was going too far, and at that point there's nothing you can do. Unfortunately, his attempt at a world record motorcycle jump at the Talladega Super Speedway, scheduled for May 7th at the 2017 Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series race, had to be canceled due to the injury. Despite the challenges and risks involved in his daredevil pursuits, Alex continued to push the boundaries of motorcycle jumping throughout his career. Little did he know the fate that awaited him. On June 17, 2021, Alex embarked on another ambitious journey. His goal, to break the record set by Australian biker Robbie Maddison in 2008 by performing a ramp jump at the Moses Lake Airshow in Washington. The record he aimed to surpass was an astounding 351 feet, equivalent to the length of an American football field from goalpost to goalpost. "Susie's ready to be sent," Alex wrote in a Facebook post, sharing his excitement. He once shared he practices just about every day. The Moses Lake sand dunes are usable even in the winter, and it takes a great deal of physical coordination and strength to control a bike, not just on the ground, but in the air as well. However, during a practice jump leading up to the main event, tragedy struck. This practice run marked Alex's first attempt, and it initially seemed like a successful takeoff. Unfortunately, he landed short of the downward slope on the landing ramp. While his Suzuki bike came to a halt, Alex did not. His helmet was violently thrown off, and he was catapulted over the handlebars, twisting at least once before landing about 20 feet away. Due to the extreme danger inherent in such stunts, medical personnel were on standby, and an emergency medical technician reached Alex about 2.5 minutes after the crash. Tragically, after being rushed to the hospital with serious injuries, he was pronounced dead upon arrival. His family has issued a statement to note that he went out doing what he loved, while organizers say that such stunts, whether for the Guinness Book or personal portfolio, always carry considerable risks. In a heartbreaking turn of events, Alex and Jessica had joyfully welcomed their newborn son into the world just a month before this tragic accident. On that fateful day, with their 2 sons by their side, the family had gathered at the air show, cherishing what would be one of their last moments together. In an interview conducted before the jump, Jessica expressed her insights into her husband's daredevil stunts. "It's a little scary from time to time, but you've got to trust that he knows what he's doing," she said. "I've been around it so long, it's kind of just normal in a way, even though that sounds weird because it's totally abnormal." In the aftermath of the incident, the Grant County Sheriff's Office announced that an autopsy would be conducted to determine the precise cause of Alex Harvill's untimely death. The findings from the Grant County Coroner's Office, released on June 19, 2021, revealed that Alex had suffered blunt force trauma to the torso, which ultimately led to his tragic demise. The impact from the handlebars on the motorcycle was identified as the likely cause of the fatal injuries. To honor Alex's memory and make sure his incredible achievements were officially recognized, his mother took on a special project out of love. She wanted to get Guinness World Records to acknowledge Alex's record, which took about 6 months of talking to people who had seen what he did 10 years ago. The proof of his accomplishments was from the past, but she brought it back and showed it to Guinness. And even though this journey brought back bittersweet memories, it helped her cope with her grief while honoring Alex's legacy. In August 2022, Guinness World Records officially recognized and approved Alex's daring achievement from May 12, 2012, when he successfully completed the 425-foot ramp-to-dirt motorcycle jump, an extraordinary feat that will forever be part of his legacy. Now, With his name forever recorded in history, his mother looks back with pride, knowing that he has rightfully earned his place among the greatest. The words she last said to Alex, "You are amazing," are now officially recognized. 10 years after his incredible 425-foot dirt bike jump, and over a year after his tragic passing, Alex Harvill has been officially recognized as a world record holder. It remains unclear why Guinness World Records did not recognize the 2012 jump earlier. Nevertheless, with this acknowledgement, Alex's dream of becoming a world record holder finally came true.